In this lesson, you'll learn how to work with multiple fact tables in Power BI. We'll import inventory dataset, connect it correctly using shade dimension table, and avoid incorrect relationship, and build a report comparing sales quantity versus inventory quantity while understanding how filter propagation works inside Power BI data model. Let's dive in.
I will close the file. Let's import the inventory table, go back inside the data model, and we are going to do some practice here. It is an important exercise that shows you few things, how to bring multiple fact tables in. It gives you an example of a many-to-many Excel workbook, exercise files. I have inventory table, inventory, load.
Why don't we transform it rather than road?
What do you need to transform? There's not much going on in the inventory table. What do you need to fix, Usman?
Merge with product table and CD?
Merge. No, I don't want to merge this. I don't want to merge this. I just want to connect this product code with this product code. I cannot merge it because my inventory table is not related to any specific dimension as such. My inventory table has two different dimensions. Do you see this?
Correct.
I can't
Mhm.
merge it with a specific table. Does it make sense?
Yes, not does.
You know what? I think especially for an Excel user, because you gave me this response that why can't I connect this product code with this product code? Let's try a few things, right? And we will see what happens. We will do some testing. I start with my product code. I combine my product code and my product code here. No problem. Nice, clean, one-to-many relationship, right? Because my product code here is one and my product code here is many because I have the same product code across multiple countries. So it's a many. Okay. Now, when I make this connection, see what happens. This is more for the explanation, so you don't need to follow me at this point. I'll just open a new page. I'll start with a matrix. Now, matrix is a powerful visualization because this is very much similar to a pivot table. I go to my sales table and I go to my inventory table. My sales table has quantity, my inventory table has quantity. Both of these are different quantities. So it's also advisable to just rename it so we don't get confused. So I can double click on quantity and I can call it sales quantity. I will also double click on the quantity column inside inventory, double click, and I can call it inventory quantity. As soon as I drop my sales quantity inside values, it gives me total sales quantity, and I drop inventory quantity, it gives me total inventory quantity. Yes, makes sense? Now, if I want to break down my inventory quantity and sales quantity by product name, I can do that. And now this is an important point. I go back and I look for product. I have I have product name here. I also have product name here. Or if I have a product code here, I also have product code here. Which one will I pick?
Product table.
I will pick it up from the product table. What will happen if I pick it up from the inventory table?
It is not connected to the fact table. Um,
It is not
so
connected to the sales table, right? It is not connected to the sales table. See what happens. Have a look on my screen. If I pick product name from inventory table, see this. It is correctly slicing and dicing my inventory column, but it is not doing anything to the sales table because my inventory table is not connected to the sales table. And this is where people will actually go back inside the data model and they will change the direction of the relationship and it will start to work, but that's a bad solution for it. Have a look on my screen. You don't need to do anything. Understand few things here and there, and then I will give you some time to just practice. Now, what people do in this case is they will actually go back inside the data model. See this product? If I change the direction here, this will actually go to the product and then from here it will go here. So if I double click and I change the cross direction to both, which is the wrong solution, starts to work. But I'm not going to do it. What I will do is, what is the right solution in this case? I will change it to single. Instead of picking product from here, which can only filter this inventory quantity, I'm going to pick product from here, So it can filter sales and it can filter inventory, right? I go back, I remove product from here, and I'm just going to pick product from here. Okay. Now, what if I also had this product code available, right? We decided that we are going to hide this product code from here. Let's see what happens. Let's see it again. If I search, now I have three product code. One is coming from the inventory, one is coming from the product table. Let's mark product table with red so you know the dimension. And one is coming from the sales. If I will pick product code from the sales table, it will only slice and dice inventory. It will only slice and dice sales quantity. If I pick it up from here, this will only slice and dice what? Inventory quantity. Only when I pick it up from here, this will slice and dice both the inventory and sales quantity. Let's test it. If it comes from the sales table, see, the inventory quantity remains constant. It is the total inventory quantity of all the products. If it comes from inventory table, the sales quantity looks constant. But when the product code comes from the product table, it has the capacity to work with multiple fact tables simultaneously. Let's see. So what I want to do is don't want to confuse my report authors by showing the product code that might not work. So I'm going to hide everything which is getting duplicated across the tables. So the only column that is left is the one that will work correctly. So I can go back. I'm going to hide a product code from here. I can also hide the product name from here because I already have a product name in the product table. I can also hide the product code from the sales table. By removing these redundant columns, now when someone searches product code, I'm just reducing the ways they can go wrong. Okay, let's talk about country now. Let's say I want to put a slicer for the country. That's my slicer. Now I search country. I have country in the city table and I also have country in the inventory table. Which one will work?
Inventory.
Inventory will work. Will inventory, will country column from the inventory table filter sales quantity?
No, and the inventory quantity only.
So what should I do then?
You need to put a
Establish
semicolon.
it.
This is a good poll because this will surprise you. Okay, let's start.
Firstly, you've got a link. Got a link
That's
to
it. That's the
city
answer.
table.
It's not even linked yet.
Establish.
None of the country will work. You ruined my poll, Jeff. So
But
that's the thing.
I've had this problem before.
Correct. Let's actually do it together. Now I have two country slices. This one, just to make it more prominent where it's coming from, I'll just double click and I can write inventory underscore. So this is coming from inventory and I click here and this is coming from the city table, right? Underscore. When I click on inventory, you can actually see, have a look on my screen. When I select Canada, my inventory quantity is changing because this country column is part of the country, is part of the inventory table. So it can filter inventory quantity. But my sales quantity is static. It's not getting filtered, right? But when I click on this city, it's not filtering anything because it's not connected. No, by the way, it's actually filtering sales, but it's not filtering inventory. When I go back, I come here, I connect this country to that country in inventory. It will give you a warning that this relationship has cardinality many to many. This is just a warning, just so that you are careful. I say, okay, make this relationship active and cross filter direction, dimension filters the fact. Dimension filters the fact. Okay, now see this. Now, if I pick Australia from here, you can think of this as the transmission line. Australia can get transmitted to the inventory table. See this arrow? And Australia can also get transmitted to the sales table. So I can get total sales quantity and total inventory quantity by using this dimension table. Correct. Now you can actually see when I click on Australia, it is affecting this and this value, and I can compare my total inventory quantity and total sales quantity together by being a little more careful with how I connect things.
Ali, do you want to show if we change the direction of this current relationship?
This direction,
If you did, yeah, yeah, the
if
other
you
way around,
if you change the
yeah,
direction, okay.
yep.
So if you change the direction from here, inventory, okay, the first thing, it does not really let you make the relationship. See, and this is a good exercise. When I change the direction, you can't create a direct introduce the ambiguity between product table and sales table. Let's actually see this and expand on this. It says you can't change the direction of this relationship. See this? You can't change the direction of this relationship to like this because it is going to create ambiguity between product table and sales table, right? See this. Now let's explore this a little further. When I change the direction like this, what happens is I have one path which goes from here, passes here, correct? Passes here, goes here. Can you see this? And I have one path that actually goes like this. And then there will be another path which actually goes like this. Let's actually make it more prominent. See all the arrows now. I cannot make this red in this direction. See the road. It goes from here, it goes from here, it goes from here. That's one path where a product table is talking to the sales table. And there is another path where a product table is talking to the sales table. Can you see both of these paths now?
Yeah.
It is not very obvious, although this model is very simple still. So when I will pick a product code, my model will not know, do I follow this blue path or do I follow this red path? It will not let you create that ambiguity.
And what if you choose both?
So both, now it does allow both, right? But what it does is even when you choose both, automatically at the back end, it will just know what it has to do, which is it will still choose this path. Otherwise, this both, previously it was not allowed. I don't know why it allows it, but just avoid both because it will also give you a problem of circular referencing down the line. As a simple rule, just use your dimension filters the fact, right? Your dimension filters the fact. And when you start to use the same dimension table, it allows you to compare both the facts. Okay, so let's do it together. Let's do it together. Then I will give you some time to just change fields and change relationship and just try to really see what is going on. So your inventory table is here. It's connected from product code to product code, correct? Then once you do connect, you can just hide this product code because I don't want to use this product code to filter anything. If I want to use product code, I'm going to use it from here. I don't even want to use this product name. If I want to use product name, I'm going to use it from here, right? So I just hide it rather than me accidentally picking the wrong column and thinking it's not working. I'm just going to hide it. Okay. Then I'm also going to connect this country with this country. It will give you a warning saying many to many, which is okay. Just change the direction to a single. Your dimension table filters your fact table. If I have to hide a country column, which one can I hide?
Inventory.
Correct. I can hide this inventory because if I want to pick the country column, I can pick it up from here because only this country column can filter both the fact tables simultaneously. Okay. So I can also come and hide it. Once my model is working, my model is connected. Open a report page. Let's start with a matrix. If you have not already renamed, you can also double click on inventory quantity and rename it. And you can also double click on the sales quantity and rename it. You can do it here. And by the way, when you rename it here, it actually goes back inside Power Query Editor too. It creates an additional step at the back. Rename, then I drag and drop sales quantity and inventory quantity inside the values because that's where the aggregation happens. It aggregates the value. Now, when it's done, I go to my product table and I bring product code or product name and I put that inside rows. So my sales quantity and inventory quantity is broken down product by product, is sliced and diced product by product. And then I click outside the visual, I create a slicer and I put the country slicer coming from the city. And when I pick, and you can see my sales quantity and inventory quantity is getting filtered. So select Australia, select for this A01. Let me know if your values match my values. If it does, it means your connection and everything is working correctly.
Sorry, Ali. Just can you just do this is all a bit new to me, the report side of things. If you just the slider, I have it, but they appear as buttons as opposed to like little checkboxes.
Okay. So maybe this slicer is selected. Select this slicer.
Oh, okay. That's all. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for me, in the matrix, when I select product code, it's sort of like drilling down rather than adding
Yeah.
a new.
That's okay. What I've done is instead of a matrix, I've selected a table. If you will select a table, it will not drill down.
Is the formatting of the having the commas, is that from you formatted in the table?
Yes. So where is the formatting coming from? See, the sales quantity has a comma. So click on sales quantity. You can actually do it here as well, Nick. You can click on the column first here.
Yeah.
This will give you column tools on the top. And from column tools, you can do this comma, correct?
Okay.
And you can do the same
And that
for
will update the
inventory.
table formatting as well, or just for this visual?
Update the table and then the visual, correct?
Okay.
And then from here, I can click on inventory quantity and click on a comma. Just give me a thumbs up if you can actually see the same visual as my visual and your numbers are matching. And whatever we discussed around data modeling made sense with many-to-many, what really happens at the back end, this transmission of the filter. Because I'm going to go through one more way of explaining the entire thing. It will be me doing some repetition. So hopefully, if it is not clear, it will become more clear. Okay, let's see these two values. Okay, let's click on it. So the total sales quantity for this product aloe relief is 1012 and total inventory quantity is 5820 for a country, Australia. What is really going on is this, right? You have your sales table, right? Let's do inventory table first. You have your inventory table, correct? Table is connected with your city and it's also connected with your product, right? This is a city and your product. You see these relationships, you can actually think of them as the transmission lines. They transmit filters, right? You can actually, in your mind, imagine A01 gets transmitted from the product table to the inventory table, and it physically filters the inventory table for A01, correct? And then you can also imagine Australia gets transmitted from the city table to inventory table and it physically filters. So in your mind, can you imagine this? Inventory table gets filtered for product code A01 and country Australia. Okay. And then you also have your sales table. Your sales table is also connected to your product and let's actually say your city. Your A01 is also transmitted to your sales table. And here, what is transmitted is Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. So all the cities linked to Australia. And then your sales table gets filtered for A01 and all the cities in country Australia. And when you will do an aggregate, you're going to come up with these answers 58201012. Let's actually see it now at the back end. I hope this direction of the relationship and what actually happens at the back end makes sense to you. It physically filters the table. That's why we call it cross filter direction. Yes, Nick.
If we wanted to break that down further and look at, I know that we only have inventory by
Country.
country, but could we then still look at could we make it a matrix and look at our sales by city?
You can. So that I will
Yeah.
come back to your point. It's an important point that what should we consider when we have a many-to-many. But let me actually arrive at these answers and I will go back to the raw data based on this explanation and you can actually see how this data is coming out. Okay. I go to my sales table. I can filter my sales table for product code A01. I can filter my sales table for all the cities in Australia, which is, help me out here if I miss something, Brisbane, we have Canberra, then we have what, Melbourne, then we have Sydney, correct? Now this has filtered my sales table for Australia and A01. That's my sales quantity column. If I will add all of them, it will give me the same answer. And how do you do it? You can also right click, copy the column. This will just copy the specific column. This is also a great technique that I use. Copy. I open it up in Excel, paste 1012. 1012 is A01 Australia, which is all the cities in Australia. Correct? If I go back, makes sense? 5802, if I go to my inventory table, I go for Australia and I go for A01 580. Correct? If I unselect Australia, what is this? This is all the inventory quantity in all the countries for this particular product. If I go back, I unselect Australia. Oops, select all. Right click, copy. 18,420 is the total quantity of this product globally, correct? So by doing this exercise mentally, you can start to understand what is really going on with this filtering. Spend some time on it. And if you actually become clear on what this filtering actually does to your data model, how do you control it? It will really help you out in producing a really strong data modeling foundation and producing a really good data model that you can share with your report authors.